Alright, let's do this again. If there's a little bit of a video from before, I will attach it. But yeah, this is kind of weird. This is weird that this happened. Let's do this. Of course, somebody pulls up right next to me. Yeah, so if there's any video, I'll attach it. If not, there's probably like about 2 minutes. What should we talk about today? Still kind of blue sky. We're kind of going like a little crazy still. It's calmed down a bit, but it's still a lot of people. I gotta take the time to go through everybody. I just remember when I had a Japanese influx of people who only spoke Japanese, and I was struggling to vet them because I don't know the language, and I totally understand, like, they reach out to grab voters, followers. Yeah, I totally understand why people would want to do that, but it's just, I almost want to go like, can we not? I'd like to believe that even here on YouTube, that every single one of my subscribers is somebody who's watched my videos, thought I was kind of funny, and subscribed. Because then it makes me feel like the numbers are kind of like, yeah, that's a lot of people. If it's, just random, follows for follows, follow for follows, which I don't have a problem with. I kind of do the like, why are you here type of thing. So I'm gonna keep my is it naivete or is it just ignorance? across me and were like going, oh, this is kind of funny. One of the things that has been like kind of on my mind is like the direction. Yes, these are just random thoughts. They're always going to be just random thoughts. You know, rando thinking. I started this basically complaining about crap, and that hasn't really changed much. But it was actually kind of funny because unrelated to making videos at work, they actually tested the fact. They're like, how come you complain all the time? I do complain a lot at work. It's probably like I am definitely a huge sarcastic asshole. I do complain about everything. I don't run it up the chain, which a lot of people have been telling me I should, and I've been kind of like blackmailed. Because I don't condone things, but they tell me if I don't report it, you know, so report, you know, be the big brother, you know, and report when it does come to light. They're gonna be like going, why didn't you say anything? So I fucking hate that. But they actually tested it. You know, and they were asking me like, you know, to complain about a person, to complain about something, you know, not working right. And I was like going, this isn't, you know, what you're giving me. These aren't hard. You know, even my favorite movie. For those of you just tuning in, my favorite movie is Jacob's Ladder, the original, not the remake. But see, I can complain about the remake because I don't like the remake. Well, the remake is fine. And it's fine to go in a different direction. But they didn't create the ladder. every line matters. Everything, there's a reason for everything. There's a reason for the pauses. There's a reason for, everything. It's one of the reasons why I love the movie so much. And I've watched it a million times. And the sad part about it is it's even a movie that I don't think that I ever watched. I don't think I saw it on cable ever. I don't know if I had a VHS copy of it back in the day, but I've always had a DVD copy of it. And it is kind of like my go-to movie. And I now know it very well. The song choices in it, there's song choices in it. It can be even considered a musical to a certain extent. I think that I became a postal worker because of Jacob's Ladder. I think maybe that there might be some subconscious that because I love the movie so much is the reason why I even applied to students. And why I stuck it out for freaking 9 years. My longest job ever. By the way, most people don't realize that. I've had a lot of jobs in my lifetime, and even had my own company. And, of everything I've spent a lot of time on. Working for the post office, I did that for many, many years. The current job that I have, it's based on the fact that I have to stick it out longer. I can complain about everything. Complain about it all. That's what I was trying to make the point. But yeah, I guess one of my failings probably isn't helping at all. Having the window open a bit. Yeah. Yeah, and I do try to recognize when I don't know how to stop being a sarcastic asshole, especially when people They felt they weren't doing the work. That's on them. That's not on me. They felt that they weren't pulling their own weight. That's not my problem. And if it pissed them off, then maybe they should look at what they're doing. It backfires. It's the reason why. Because I was like going, the truth of the matter is that they're telling on themselves. They're telling you exactly what they're not doing and why they felt hurt by the fact that I made a sarcastic comment. One of the things that has transpired because of that is when I'm not there to basically carry the weight. They have to do it, and so they're quote unquote working hard. As I know, I'm only off 2 days, so they're quote unquote working hard for 2 days, and then basically it's like going, they need a break from it. And I'm just kind of like, no, there's no, you should do what you were doing when I'm not there. If you're freaking hard worker, don't worry about me. I do my job. I do my yappa. Whatever. And some people think it's a generational thing, and I'm like, I don't even think it's that. I'm Gen X, and when I was starting in the workforce, they were talking about how lazy my generation was, and how my generation didn't do, and my generation was, the entitled generation, and how much harder their generation, the previous generations had before I started in the workforce. And I'm like, it's all the same thing. Been there before, we'll be there again. One of the worst employees that we have is Gen X. So. promotions and all this other stuff, and getting ahead and being proactive. And other people have even come to me and they're like going, "Oh yeah, why don't you do this? Why don't you do that?" And I'm like going, I'm not here for that. I'm definitely not here to be their boss. I'm definitely not here to be, the one telling them what they should be doing. I've been the boss. I know exactly what it means, and I know it was pretty shitty being the boss, being the manager, being the supervisor. I've done all of that. The amount of work, because being the boss, the people above me don't look at the workers. That's my responsibility. They look at me. I'm responsible for making sure that everybody's doing their work. So I don't get yelled at. If people weren't pulling their weight, I would pull the weight and then basically, talk about their termination. And yes, and the people I work with, they don't want me to be the boss either. So. They don't want me to be their boss. Because once I'm responsible for them, all bets are off. And I treat everybody equally, and I treat, this. I don't have this thing that goes on where certain people I get told how much they work and how I should not be saying that they're not doing work. And it's like going, they can be doing work 4 days out of the week. We're still running. Sorry, it's gonna be kind of a short video this time, and I'm talking about bullshit. You know what? I'm gonna give you something that I can't complain about. I can't complain about you. There's nothing I could say to complain about anybody watching my videos. It surprises me, but I would never complain about it. I don't complain about people commenting. If you comment, like somebody did, and they said, they don't want me to talk about politics, I can't. It's weird. If you want me to talk about something, I will talk about it till the day is long. But when the only advice that you're giving me is to not talk about something, I can't make that promise, and two, it's the only thing I think about. I think about not talking about it. If you noticed, after somebody made that comment, I kind of went on a long rant about trying not to talk about politics when it's really simple. If I mention politics and stuff like that, give me something else to talk about. Please. You know, it's like we don't want to talk about the elephant in the room. Why is there an elephant? You know what I mean? It's like that. I didn't notice the elephant before, but now I notice it. Now all I can think about is that. I don't know. That's my only suggestion. I would love for people to give me things to talk about, give me things to do. Which is the reason why I end every video like this. As always, cool beans in the comments below. Doesn't have to be cool beans. It can be whatever you want. You can give me something to complain about. You can come up with something, and with the exception of you, the exception of my viewers, because I can't complain about you. That is the one thing I can't complain about. But if it's anything else, if you think that I can't complain about it, give it to me. Hit me with it. Nerd stuff, I'll talk about nerd stuff. If you want any interest that you have, I will talk about it. I might not have much knowledge into it, but we'll figure it out. Speaking about figuring it out, it's 177 hours. That was the longest video. It's still up. You can still watch it. It is boring as shit, but it's still 177 hours. That's 7 days. 7 days straight video. No breaks. It's awesome. I think I'm very proud. I'm very proud of it, and I'm very happy it is. I told you I would look it up. But that's it. I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope everything's going swimmingly for you. And if you're down, I know I have a couple friends that are going through really hard times, and I'm here. I'm here. Hit me up. And I will talk to you hopefully tomorrow. All right. Take care. All right. Bye.